Hello, and welcome back to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE. We are in week 2 of July here. We're continuing our build-up towards Smackdown Super Showdown and Crown Jewel. This week we'll be finishing the quarterfinals of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments across Raw, NXT and Smackdown, finding out the 4 superstars in each respective brand's bracket, as well as building up towards the other matches that are going to be happening at Crown Jewel and Smackdown Super Showdown. We're here with the A show, of course, to start the week, Monday Night Raw, the best show I got in terms of ratings at the moment, and we kick off with an 87 here as the WWE Champion Edge makes his way down to the ring, walking with intent, walking with purpose, and then he gets the mic, and he once again asks Adam Cole to come down to the ring. You know, last week he called out Adam Cole didn't come after Adam Cole's attempted cash in against Edge at Money in the Bank failed. Said Edge was interrupted last week by The Miz for an episode of Miz TV. Miz telling Edge that essentially he wants that WWE title. He shouldn't be worried about Adam Cole. He should be worried about The Miz. Edge leaving, not paying too much mind to it. He comes in the ring again here and he calls out Adam Cole for the 80. And then who comes out? Not Adam Cole, not The Miz. Certified future first-class Hall of Famer, the 16-time world champion, John Cena, makes his way down to the ring. I don't think I've used him yet in this save at all, so this is his first appearance since the Firefly Funhouse match, I do believe. And he comes out for the 81, and then for the 87, Edge and John Cena, for bitter rivals at multiple times throughout their career, feuded over that WWE title a lot. Edge beating John Cena for the title after Edge cashed in Money in the Bank. Now worrying about Adam Cole, John Cena says how good it is to be back here on Monday Night Raw in WWE, and he wanted to come here to Edge, the WWE champion specifically, and he wanted to congratulate him. You know, winning that WWE championship again after all that time away, fighting back. He says he respects the hell out of Edge for everything he has achieved in WWE already. But this is truly the icing on the cake. And that's why John says that Edge was gone for so long, 9 years. And that means it's been way too long since Edge and John Cena have got in the ring together. One-on-one, crowd going wild, Edge smiling. And John Cena says to Edge that he wants to face him tonight, one-on-one, man-on-man. He holds out his hand for the shake and Edge accepts with the handshake. So the main event will be WWE Champion Edge taking on John Cena, non-title, but hopefully will be really good. The 87 here, a good start to the show rating wise from these two, as we head into a Queen of the Ring match from the Raw bracket. Io Shirai taking on Santana Garrett, and as expected, I think Io Shirai picking up the win here with the moonsault to advance into the Queen of the Ring semi-final for the 60. Io Shirai the 69, Santana Garrett with 26. Io Shirai off her game, but still carrying Santana Garrett to a very respectable rating there with the 60. So can't complain about that. Io advancing in the tournament. Before we head backstage, Charlie Caruso interviewing Imperium members Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. Imperium attacking the Raw Tag Team Champions Breezango last week, taking them out, standing tall. Charlie Caruso asking about them, and they say that Imperium has been brushed aside for too long. They should be thought of and seen as 2 of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, essentially here. They are here on Monday Night Raw to take out Breezango, to get those Raw Tag Team titles, and they are paving the way and signalling the intent in doing what they're doing for the incoming, inevitable arrival of Walter. Because they say that when Walter is here, then you will truly see what destruction, what domination, what victory means. But it starts with them getting those Raw Tag Team Championships for the 48 here from Imperium. Doing well here, the 2 of them. Not the best stats-wise, entertainment and microphone and that, but doing well. as we head into a King of the Ring match up next. United States Champion Kyle O'Reilly taking on Murphy. And Kyle O'Reilly getting the win here with the Brain Buster for the 67. Pretty good rating from these two, I'd say. The 66 from Kyle, the 42 from Murphy, and I'd say a 67 overall is very good from these two, as the United States Champion comes out on top, advancing to the King of the Ring semi-final. We then go backstage for an interview with the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish. Adam Cole, Charlie Caruso asking Adam Cole about why he won't answer Edge's challenge. Last week, this week, Edge called him out. Adam Cole didn't go out to face him. Adam says that that's not how this works. Adam Cole has the Money in the Bank briefcase now, and that means Edge doesn't get to call him out. Edge doesn't get to call the shots. He doesn't get to say when things happen, where they happen, because all of that is up to Adam Cole now. Adam Cole is in charge. Adam Cole runs this place, and so he will decide when he confronts Edge. He'll decide when they meet face to face, and he'll decide when he takes that WWE Championship away from Edge. And then Kyle O'Reilly walking back a little bit banged up after the match with Murphy. Got that United States title, got the win. Adam Cole congratulating Kyle, saying that this is what the Undisputed Era is about. This Money in the Bank briefcase that says I am the next WWE Champion. And Kyle over here, United States Champion, King of the Ring semi-finalist, going to win the whole damn thing. Because that's what the Undisputed Era do. They win. Adam Cole looking towards Kyle. He turns back to Charlie Caruso, but Charlie Caruso is not there. Instead, it's Kevin Owens, who hits a swift stunner onto Adam Cole. Adam Cole going down, then bouncing backwards. Very dramatic taking of the stunner. He flies backwards into the other Undisputed Era members, kind of knocking them off balance, allowing Kevin Owens the time to leave the scene. Roger Strong, Bobby Fish, Collar getting to help, checking on Adam Cole, looking around for Kevin. Kevin Owens nowhere to be seen for the 82. Kevin Owens still looking pretty upset about how the Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Era cost him what looked like a surefire victory at Money in the Bank in the ladder match. As we head into the next match of this evening, 6-person tag team match, the Women's World Champion Asuka, her upcoming challenger Bayley, and Miss Money in the Bank Ember Moon against Deonna Purrazzo, her partner Chelsea Green, and her muscle, I guess is the word, Kharma. And it is the faces, Asuka, Bayley and Ember Moon, who pick up the win. Asuka submitting Chelsea Green with the Asuka lock for the 70. The 6 women doing really well here, I'd say. Rating wise, individually, 76 for Asuka, 64 for Bayley, 57 for Deonna, 51 for Ember, the 47 for Kharma, the 33 for Chelsea. Pretty good ratings. I'm very, very happy with the 70 overall here, all doing well. Then after the match, Asuka with the Women's World title in hand, and Bayley kind of go face to face. Their match upcoming at Crown Jewel, I do believe it's going to be happening there. Ember Moon with the Money in the Bank briefcase in the background, looking at them when Deonna Purrazzo rolls in, sneaks into the ring from behind Ember Moon, smashes her in the back with a steel chair. Ember Moon going down, dropping the briefcase, Deonna Purrazzo grabbing it and sliding out the ring before Bayley or Asuka can get to her, and then Purrazzo and Chelsea Green taunting on the ramp with Kharma standing in front of them, in between them and Asuka, Bayley and Ember Moon. Bayley and Asuka checking on Ember Moon as Purrazzo lifts that briefcase at the top of the ramp. Obviously, Deonna Purrazzo not taking her defeat in the Money in the Bank ladder match against Ember Moon, lying down here, wants to take the briefcase from her personally, it would seem, for the 71 here. And then in the next match of the evening, we have another match from the Queen of the Ring tournament, the final first round matchup for it in the Raw bracket. Mercedes Martinez taking on Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks picking up the win with the bankrupt forcing Mercedes to tap out for the 58. Sasha with the 65, 37 for Martinez. Both doing alright here. Happy with the 58 as Sasha advances. The Raw semi-finals in the Queen of the Ring tournament are set. And then after the match, Sasha Banks, gets her arm raised, goes up the ramp to the little throne set up to the right side of the ring. You got the men's one on the left and the women's one on the right. And, she's doing a taunt. She's saying, this is where I'm going to be sitting come Crown Jewel. She even takes off her little knuckle dusters, I guess, the legit boss ones, and places the legit one on the left side, the boss one on the right side. So the crown, as you look at it front on, says legit boss, marking her territory, so to speak, for an 83 here. Doing really well in the post, as afterwards we head into the final first round matchup in Raw's King of the Ring bracket. AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy. The two men had some great matches over the years, going head to head here now. And it's Jeff Hardy who comes out on top with the twist of fate for the 83, just under 10 minutes, but gets the 83 overall here. I mean, it's only one of, if not my joint best TV matchup, I guess, non-pay-per-view. The 86 from Styles, who was off his game, but can still bang out an 86 and an 83 overall. Hardy with a 77. Got the crowd buzzing. I'm not surprised. You know, I put this here to hopefully get the crowd hot heading into the main event, and that's definitely worked, as Jeff Hardy comes out on top here, and what a match to do so in. And then afterwards, out comes Kyle O'Reilly, United States Champion, Jeff Hardy's opponent in the next round of the King of the Ring tournament. And the two men just square off against each other. Kyle O'Reilly kind of offering his fist forward to Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy bumping it. A bit of respect shown between the two competitors here before their matchup next week in the King of the Ring semi-final for the 81. And then we head into the main event of this evening. The WWE Champion Edge versus John Cena. Bitter rivals for so much of their careers. Now going head to head, one on one, and hopefully this could be really, really good here. Edge versus John Cena. Gets an 82. Not the match of the evening, sadly. I thought maybe it could get, 84, 85, 86 even. Gets the 82. One less than AJ Jeff Hardy just got, but still very good. John Cena with the 84. The 76 from Edge. The two doing well here, keeping the crowd buzzing. And the match coming to an end when Edge and John Cena, they've been going at it. It's been a great matchup. It could go either way. But Miz sneaks into the ring and hits Edge from behind with the skull-crushing finale, leading to the disqualification. Miz taunting over Edge for the 84, John Cena confronting him. Miz going for a clothesline on Cena, Cena ducking it and picking up Miz into the AA pose. John Cena looking towards the front-facing camera and doing a "you can't see me" as he sets up to do it on Edge, onto the Miz for the 84 here. When out of nowhere from behind, the NXT champion Karrion Kross hits John Cena with the elbow smash into the back of the head. John Cena going down like a ton of bricks, dropping the Miz, who kind of rolls out the ring, looks backwards, notices Karrion Kross and Scarlett getting into the ring as well, and maybe thinks better of it. Think I've proved my point. I attacked Edge. I'm just gonna bounce now. A respectful choice, I would say, as Karrion Kross looks over the fallen John Cena, obviously, and he picks him up, drags him into the air and hits a Doomsday Saida onto Cena before locking in the cross jacket onto him. John Cena lifeless, not moving. The referee, coming into the ring to try and stop Karrion Kross, but Scarlett kind of stopping him, freaking him out a little bit, as Karrion Kross in the end releases John Cena, shoving him onto the floor, and then Karrion Kross and Scarlett pose above John Cena with the NXT Championship. Karrion Kross sending a clear message here of what he wants, of who he wants to face, saying, "This is who I want. I want John Cena. I want your hero, your icon, your legend. I want him. I want to break him." And doing a pretty good job of it here for the 88. A really good end to the show here, I would say. The last 4 or 5 segments have been really, really good, and they helped the show overall to get an 83. Not surprised. One of the best weekly shows, if not the best weekly show so far. It had to be Raw, didn't it? Raw. Doing amazing so far. Those final 6 segments, 83, 83, 81, 82, 84 and 88, helping to get that 83 overall, and I'm really happy with that. Increased up the end, 48 regions. We got our King and the Queen of the Ring semi-finals set for the Raw brackets, as well as A lot of stuff going on with the women's division, women's title match, and Deonna Purrazzo targeting Ember Moon. Kevin Owens going after Adam Cole, and Edge and John Cena having a great match, but Miz taking out Edge and then Karrion Kross taking out John Cena. And I'm sure we'll hear more about Karrion Kross's actions next up as we head into this week's episode of NXT. And NXT getting underway here with the North American champion Keith Lee making his way out to the ring for the 83. And then he issues his open challenge just like last week for an 85. And then the open challenge is accepted by MVPs, Cedric Alexander and Ricochet coming out once again, just like last week. Last week, Cedric Alexander accepted the challenge. MVP says this time Ricochet is going to accept it for an 81. And then the match, Keith Lee versus Ricochet for the NXT North American Championship. And Keith Lee picking up the win with a big bang catastrophe, catching Ricochet out of midair onto his shoulders and hitting his finishing move to retain the North American title for the 7th time. 69 for the segment, doing well here, Keith. And Ricochet, Keith Lee with a 77, Ricochet with a 55. The match got the crowd hotter, which is good. Get the show off to a strong start here with these two. And then we go backstage to Sarah Schreiber interviewing Aleister Black for a 77. As Black talking about his match later tonight, he's taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott in the King of the Ring tournament. Aleister Black talks about how distracted he became with the Velveteen Dream stuff, and how, he's lost to Karrion Kross again, but he knows he can beat Karrion Kross. He knows he can take that title off him, and King of the Ring, maybe how he can do that. Winning King of the Ring, getting a world title opportunity, choosing the NXT title, and so he says that tonight for Isaiah Swerve Scott, it's time for him to fade to black for a 77 here. That's the Black with a clear message of intent. As we head into a matchup from the Queen of the Ring tournament here on NXT, Candice LeRae versus Indi Hartwell. Very good together in real life. Currently NXT Women's Tag Team Champions as part of the way. But here, going one-on-one in the Queen of the Ring tournament, Candice a face in my save, Indi a heel. And Candice LeRae gets the win with the Heartbreaker for the 50. Candice with the 55, Indi with the 29. Both doing well here. Candice carrying Indi to a respectable 50 here as Candice LeRae advances into the next round of the Queen of the Ring tournament. We then go backstage to Sarah Schreiber interviewing Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, and they talk about how the focus right now is Raquel Gonzalez. She's got a match-up later tonight in the Queen of the Ring tournament against Kacy Catanzaro, and they say that's the priority right now, is Raquel Gonzalez taking out Catanzaro, taking out whoever she faces after that, and becoming the Queen of the Ring, as Dakota Kai says that her mind is still on Tegan Nox as well, and she's going to take that NXT Women's title from Tegan Nox. You can mark her words on that. And then Dakota Kai with the NXT Women's title, Raquel Gonzalez with the Women's World, the Women's Universal title, and they will prove once and for all that they are the top dogs in the WWE Women's division for a 64 here. Doing well, the pair of them, as we have a match up next. Brian Kendrick with Paul London by his side, taking on Kalisto in one-on-one action here. And Kalisto picks up the victory with the Salida del Sol for a 55, 42 for Kendrick, 56 from Kalisto. The two doing alright here, as Kalisto's the one who comes out on top. A bit of respect after the match between Kalisto and Kendrick and London. But then we go backstage, Sarah Schreiber interviewing Legado, Andrade, Selena Vega, Humberto Carrillo and Santos Escobar. Andrade talking about how tonight is Humberto's time to shine, how he's taking on in the main event his cousin Angel Garza in a King of the Ring tournament matchup, and how Andrade knows he can defeat Angel Garza, Andrade's former partner, Humberto's cousin, and how Humberto can move forward in that tournament and get that crown, become the King of the Ring, show everyone the potential and the ability he has. And Andrade and Selena Vega say they'd love to be out there, watching him from ringside defeat Angel Garza, but is one of the things that come along with being the Cruiserweight champion, being the face of the Cruiserweight division, in media appearances, Andrade and Zelina Vega. I have those to see to later tonight. But the newest member of Legado, Santos Escobar, will be up there to watch your back, Humberto. And you can show him and everyone else what you're capable of for an 80. Legado, very, very good. Stats wise, also, I don't know if there's a more good looking group of superstars I've got at the moment, as Humberto in action later tonight in the King of the Ring for the 80. And then next up, as said earlier, Queen of the Ring matchup, Raquel Gonzalez versus Casey Catanzaro. And Raquel Gonzalez coming out on top by submission for a 58. Doing well here. The two of these working well together once again. And Raquel coming out on top again as well. Raquel with the 56, Casey with the 49. Happy enough with that. Done well to get a 58, I would say. As Raquel Gonzalez is the final woman advancing into the NXT bracket of Queen of the Ring. And go backstage, Sherry about interviewing Angel Garza. As said earlier, Angel Garza in the main event, King of the Ring against his cousin, Humberto Carrillo. Angel talking about how he's took some time away, you know, after the disappointment at NXT TakeOver in your house, losing to Karrion Kross, not winning the NXT title, but how he's ready. He's went away, he's trained, he's had a look at himself. And he could have let it bring him down. He could have let it stop this. But he's not going to let it break him. He's going to make sure it makes him stronger. And that starts against Humberto. That continues in King of the Ring. And that ends with him as the King of the Ring. With a World Championship match of his choosing at SummerSlam. So that everybody can see exactly what he knows. And that is that Angel Garza is good enough to be a World Champion in the WWE. For an 83. The promo work, once again, very good here, Angel Garza. I mean, he's great. I'm not surprised. It's good to have him back here on NXT. As we head into the first of two King of the Ring matches, as I said earlier, this one, Aleister Black taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott. And Aleister Black coming on top with the black mass for the 71. Aleister Black with a 77, Swerve with the 50. Doing all right here. Got the crowd hotter as Aleister Black comes out on top, advances into the next round of King of the Ring, where he'll take on Cameron Grimes, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully that'll be a good matchup next week as well. As we head backstage again, Sarah Schreiber, the final interview of tonight, interviewing Damian Priest about his actions last week, providing the distraction that cost Finn Balor his King of the Ring matchup. Damian Priest says that he wants to name Damian Priest to live forever, and to do that, he can't be quiet. He can't sit on the sidelines and wait for things. He has to do something about it. And if he's going to do something about it, it has to be against the biggest dog in the yard. And one of the biggest dogs in the yard around here is Finn Balor. And so Damian Priest set his sights on Balor. And he says, I'm sure that Finn's got a problem with what I did last night. And if that's true, then he can take it up with me, because I'm ready to go anytime for 77. Damian Priest's eyes clearly set on Finn Balor, former NXT champion. As we head into the main event of this evening in the King of the Ring tournament, Angel Garza versus Humberto Carrillo. Cousin versus cousin. Santos Escobar at ringside. And it's a back and forth matchup. Angel Garza looks like he's got it. Santos Escobar climbs onto the apron, providing a little bit of a distraction to Angel Garza when outruns Rey Mysterio, who kind of pulls Santos Escobar's feet down to the mat and then charges into him, pushing him back into the barricade, and then attacking him, unleashing some brutal assault. Humberto Carrillo, noticing this, approaching towards the rope, but being caught by Angel Garza, turning him around into the wing clipper to pick up the victory here. Angel Garza advancing in King of the Ring. Santos Escobar trying to help Legado teammate Humberto Carrillo, but in the end, Rey Mysterio stopping him, obviously upset at Santos Escobar turning on him at Money in the Bank in the Cruiserweight title match, and the distraction enough for Angel Garza to get the win over his cousin Carrillo here for the 79. A really good matchup. Humberto with the 61, he's getting better. Angel Garza with the 75, he's already really good, and hopefully he'll just continue to improve. The two have great chemistry, and it's shown in their performance. I'm not surprised. Really happy with this main event, I would say, as Angel Garza comes out on top. And that might be the last match of this evening, but there's a little bit more to the show, as out comes the NXT champion Karrion Kross, and of course Scarlett for the 80. And then Karrion Kross gets a mic and he talks about attacking John Cena on Monday Night Raw a few days ago, and he says that he told everyone what was next, that the false guard would be arriving soon. And there he was on Raw, and Karrion Kross gave a preview of what's to come. Because you see, John Cena is a symbol of everything wrong with this company. John Cena says hustle, loyalty, and respect. But that is over now. And it is time for John Cena to fall and pray. For Karrion Kross challenges John Cena to a match at Crown Jewel for the NXT Championship for an 87. A really good end to the show here. The NXT Champion challenging John Cena, wanting that challenge of a certified first-class Hall of Famer John Cena. And will he get his wish? We're going to have to wait to find out. But because NXT this week is done, and it picks up an 80, a really good episode of NXT. 4 segments or so, I think, really helped towards that 80 to 77, 79, 80 and 87. Increased our popularity in 27 regions. Can't complain about that. And that is it with NXT this week. So now moving on to end the week, as usual, with Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with Braun Strowman making his way down to the ring. Braun Strowman, last week's confronting the Universal Champion Big E on SmackDown, the two brawling throughout the show, and SmackDown going off air with Braun Strowman standing tall after running power slamming Big E through the announcers table. He makes his way down to the ring here for an 84, and he gets on the mic and he talks about Big E. He talks about how last week Big E said he wanted a fight, and that's what Braun Strowman gave him. And at the end of that fight, Braun Strowman was standing tall, and now Braun Strowman is coming to take back what is his, what he hasn't had a chance to reclaim yet, the Universal Championship. And when he gets the opportunity, Big E is going to get these hands, and Braun Strowman is going to get these hands on the Universal title for an 82 here. And then Braun Strowman is interrupted by MVP and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley facing Big E a couple months back for the Universal title, not coming out on top. He comes out here. Bobby Lashley also defeated King of the Ring last week for 78 to come out, and then MVP talks about how Strowman, he's good, obviously, but he's had his chances, he's had his opportunity. He's had the Universal title, he lost the Universal title. Now is the chance, the opportunity, the time for Bobby Lashley. Big E got lucky when they matched up not long ago, but if Bobby Lashley gets another shot that he deserves, he's not going to get lucky again. And Braun Strowman had enough of it. He shoves Bobby Lashley and says that he's done with the talk. If Bobby Lashley wants to go, he can go, and Bobby Lashley, just like Big E will, can get these hands for a 73, leading into the opening match of this evening. Braun Strowman taking on Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman comes out on top with the reverse chokeslam here for a 78. A really good opener from these two. 67 from Lashley, 79 from Strowman. Got the crowd hotter. Good start to the show, I would say, as Braun Strowman picks up a victory over Lashley. We then have a promo video play for Austin Theory, advertising his upcoming debut onto SmackDown for a 22. Theory, his popularity is going to need a lot of work, I think, but I have hopes for him in the future. I think, he's young, he's clearly talented. Hopefully we can do well with him. And it's just a little promo advertising his incoming to SmackDown. As we head into the next match of this evening, the Party Express, Rich Swann and Mark Quinn taking on the Dirty Dogs with a Z, James Storm and Robert Roode, looking to fix all of the Dirty Dogs' problems, maybe with James Storm replacing Dolph Ziggler in the tag team, maybe by giving the name the Z it so desperately deserves. But the match gets a 65, Dirty Dogs coming out on top. James Storm pinning Mark Quinn after the Dirty Dogs hit their finishing move, Beer Money. Robert Roode with a 73 in ring, doing amazing. 58 for Swan, 50 for Storm, 42 for Quinn. All doing well here. Storm and Roode have excellent chemistry teaming together, as I'm sure we all know. And it's the Dirty Dogs who come out on top here. As we head into the next match of this evening, a Queen of the Ring tournament matchup as Naomi takes on Sonya Deville. And Sonya Deville comes out on top via submission for a 53. 50 from Naomi, 43 from Sonya. Sonya coming out on top here. Naomi not happy. Entering Queen of the Ring here, but coming out short at the first call of action against Sonya Deville. Afterwards, go to commercial, come back. Otis makes his way down to the ring, followed by King Corbin coming out with a mic, talking about how the last time there was a King of the Ring tournament, he won it. And that's exactly what he's going to do again. He's going to beat Otis, he's going to win the Smackdown bracket, he's going to go to Crown Jewel, and he is going to retain his crown to show everybody once and for all that King Corbin is on top around here for 72. Good promo there from Corbin. And then in the match itself, Corbin versus Otis. King Corbin does come out on top with the end of days for a 63. 67 from Corbin, 43 from Otis. Decent match. Decent matchup between these two. And it is King Corbin who does come out on top and advances into the next round of the King of the Ring tournament here. We then go backstage to Kayla Braxton interviewing Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair making her first appearance here since WrestleMania, where she was defeated by Asuka in the triple threat match, also involving Shayna Baszler for the Women's World title. Charlotte returning onto SmackDown here, entering the Queen of the Ring tournament, taking on Billie Kay next. She talks for a 71 about how she and everyone else around here knows that Charlotte Flair is the queen of the WWE. And so this tournament, it's all a mere formality, because the only way it ends is with Charlotte Flair rightfully sitting on her throne with the crown on her head, ruling over WWE with a shot at a title of her choosing at SummerSlam to boot. The 71 for the segment here as we head into the match, Billie Kay versus Charlotte Flair. And it's Charlotte Flair who does come out on top with the figure 8 leg lock for the 65. Charlotte with the 68 in ring, Billie Kay with the 48. The two have a good little match here, I would say. Charlotte Flair doing alright for her return with the 68 from her. And yeah, I'm happy with that, as Charlotte Flair books her match next week against Sonya Deville in the Queen of the Ring tournament. But then go backstage to Rhea Ripley being interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Rhea, once again, talking about dealing with Nia. Said about how she watched Naomi earlier, Naomi clearly has her eyes on the top spot around here, this women's universal title, but there she is, losing in the first round of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And maybe, just maybe, Naomi isn't as good as she thinks. Maybe she's not good enough to even get in the ring with me for this title, when Rhea Ripley is attacked from behind by Nia Jax. Nia steamrolling into Rhea Ripley, taking her down, dropping the leg drop onto the concrete floor backstage. Rhea Ripley down for the count. Road agents, medics, getting Nia Jax away from her, checking on Rhea Ripley for the 75 here. As we head into the main event of this evening, King of the Ring tournament matchup. The winner will take on King Corbin, I do believe, next week. And I'm sure we can all agree it's an absolute dream match. Cesaro taking on Johnny Gargano. These two, oh, God can only imagine the type of thing they could do in the ring together in real life. I don't know how their popularities are in game, so I'm not expecting anything above an 80. Mid to high 70s I think I'd be okay with here, and hopefully we can get that. So main event, King of the Ring, Cesaro, Johnny Gargano. 74. I will take that. Johnny Gargano does advance in the end with the Gargano escape. Cesaro with the 76, Johnny with the 73, as the match got the crowd buzzing, as you'd think. Not the best match of this evening, but still a really good matchup as Johnny Gargano advances in the King of the Ring tournament here. And then afterwards, out comes Mark Henry, WWE legend, 4 and 80, the world's strongest man, makes his way down to the ring, suited and booted, and then he starts talking. He says about how he spent so much of his life in WWE, you know, world's strongest man, sexual chocolate. And he's done it all. He's been a world champion. He's been a European champion. He's done so much in this business. He's trained superstars who achieved so much. He can't believe how long he's been here and how much an impact he's had, but it's time to go, you know. He hasn't wrestled in a while. Last year, he took on this kind of trainer role for Thaddeus Bullard, but Bullard turned on him, took him out, injured him. He had to have surgery done. And he just can't be around here anymore. He wants to go home, spend time with his wife, spend time with his kids. And so he's officially announcing that he's permanently leaving WWE. Not just in a wrestling role, but in a backstage capacity as well for the 73. The crowd cheering, chanting his name. Mark Henry, world's strongest man, showing their appreciation for him when the music hits of Thaddeus Bullard. And him and Paul Heyman made their way down to the ring, a smug look on the pair of their faces for a 78 here. Then Paul Heyman comments, you know, thanking Mark Henry for all he's contributed to the business, you know, how much he's achieved. Well, I mean, he didn't achieve much, did he? A world title, an ECW title, and not even when the ECW title meant something when I was in charge. The WWE pitiful excuse for an ECW title, a European title, and not really anything else, was there, Mark? Because at the end of the day, it would appear your greatest accomplishment was the little work you did and put into helping train my client Thaddeus Bullard. And even he got to the point very, very quickly when he realized that the only way he was going to do anything in this business is not with you, but with me. Because you, Mark, you're the world's strongest man, okay? You can have that title if you want it, but you're not much else, are you? So why don't you thank Thaddeus Bullard for giving you the greatest honor of your career in letting you be a small, minute part in the legacy he will build here for 78. And Mark Henry says, I'm glad you're here, Bullard, and I want to thank you. Bullard and Heyman smiling, very happy, when Henry says, for being such an idiot. And now no, Henry just snatches Bullard into the air and hits a world's strongest slam onto him. Heyman quickly getting out of the ring as Henry gets to his feet, the crowd cheering. Mark Henry standing tall over Bullard. Bullard out of it as Mark Henry grabs the Intercontinental title off the floor and raises it into the air. The crowd, kind of a very clear play on the old Henry Cena retirement angle, but I think it works here as Smackdown ends with Mark Henry standing tall over Thaddeus Bullard here, and the show overall gets a 77. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Good show. Henry and Lashley with match of the night. Gargano and Cesaro both doing well as well. King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, I mean, all to their semi-final stages for this week. All the semi-finals will be in next week's episode, so please like and subscribe if you want to see those, and thank you for watching.